Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be creating the next section of our responsive website. In the first video we created the header with the navigation, logo, and social media icons. Let me show you that area, as you can see on the right. And we're going to move on to creating the second video we created the hero section, which has an image on the right, this background image of the soccer field, and text and button on the left side. And now we're going to move on to the banner or ticker section with the two column section with an image on the left and text and a button on the right. So let's get started by opening our Visual Studio Code editor. So let's create first the banner section for the web page. I'll start by setting up a section with an ID of banner. Now, inside this banner, I want to create a container to keep everything nicely centered and contained. So we're going to add a div with the class of container. So within this container, I'll add a div for the banner text. I'll use Flexbox to align its content. Let's add a main heading. I want the journal to stand out with an H2 heading. Now for the scrolling ticker, I'll create a container for it. In this container, I'll add the actual ticker div element. Now it's time to add some news items. Each item will be an anchor tag or a link tag with a class of ticker item, like it says right here. Let's wrap this so you can view it all. I just find it. There we go. Word wrap. And I'm going to keep adding the rest of the anchor tags. Another one with the class and text. The third one. I think those are all we need. Let's look at our banner. We can inspect it. And here are some, you can add the rest. For now, we're just going to add those four. So and you can add as many items as you need here for the ticker. These will scroll horizontally in the ticker. So let's close all our tags that we just added. Let's add also these other anchor tags and just add the closing tags, right? So if we save this, let's refresh. You can see at the bottom, you can barely see it, but here is all the HTML. Now let's make sure to style it. We have now created the structure for the banner with a heading and scrolling ticker. The ticker will display our news items in a dynamic, engaging way. Of course, we'll need to add some CSS to style this properly and create the scrolling effect. But this HTML that's inside the Visual Studio Code editor provides the structure we need. So we've finished adding the structure. Let's move on to the styling in our styles.css file. So I'll walk you through writing the CSS code and explain it as we go. Let's start with styling our banner section. Let's add a comment for that section. We select the banner with an ID of banner, with the background color, the padding top, padding bottom, and let's close that. So this gives our banner a nice red background and some vertical padding. Now let's style the container within the banner. With the overflow of hidden margin 0 auto to center it. So this centers our content horizontally and hides any overflow. For the banner text, we'll use Flexbox. And this aligns our content in a row and centers it vertically. Let's take a look at the web page of what we have. You can see that you can clearly see the red background, and it's now centered the heading with the ticker text. So let's move on to styling our heading. So all this CSS that I just wrote, this gives our heading a distinct look with white text on the red background, a border on the right side, and uppercase letters. For the ticker, we'll create a scrolling effect. Why don't let's do this. Let's go back. As you can see, we've now added that white color to the heading with a border right. It'll make sense once we style the ticker items. So for the ticker, we'll create a scrolling effect, display inline block, white space, no wrap, box sizing, content box, the animation, which we'll create in a bit. So this sets up our ticker to scroll from right to left continuously with that animation we added. Let's style the ticker container, a width of 90%, overflow hidden. So this contains our ticker and hides any overflow. Now for the individual ticker items, we select the ticker items that are inside the ticker section with the display inline blocks, so they're all in the same line, the same row, I mean. Font size 24 pixels, padding on the right and left of 32 pixels, and color white. And close that. So this styles each news item in our ticker. Let's take a look. As you can see on the bottom, now it does not have the animation, which we'll add we'll add next. Let's define the animation for our scrolling effect. So you use the keyframes property. We create one with the name of scroll effect. So we create an animation that is using the name of scroll left. At 0%, it translates to 0, visibility visible, and then it's going to start moving to the left, from right to left. So this animation moves our content from right to left, creating that continuous scrolling effect. Let's close the animation we just created. Go back, and you can see now that it's moving from right to left. And there we have it. This CSS gives our banner a distinct look with a scrolling ticker. The red background makes it stand out, and the scrolling text adds a dynamic element to catch the user's attention. Next up, we'll move on to creating the hero, not the hero, excuse me, this 2-column section.